Hello. I have just watched a few videos on YouTube about Jennifer's body, and I'm realizing why I wasn't able to appreciate it the first time I watched it, because the first time I watched it, it was a few years ago. I think it was after it started getting like a lot of attention from particularly like young women, but also too like it just gained like a massive like cult following, and I'd always heard about it, and I'd been in conversations where people were talking about it and I'd never seen it, so I watched it and I was really disappointed when I watched it. And then so I was just on YouTube now. I'm not sure what I was watching, but oh no, I think it was just like one of the things that came up to me on my like suggested. I was just like looking at my feed of suggested things, because I love finding different creators and different people making videos online, because I like to broaden my horizon of the things I watch, because throughout my whole life really, and I'm sure this is relatable for a lot of people, I've found myself falling into patterns of just like watching the same people over and over again, or like the same kind of content over and over again. So when I made this YouTube account, I actually was still, because whenever I watched YouTube videos, I was watching it on like one of my first Gmail, and then so therefore like YouTube and etc. account that I had made a long time ago. So like I was still like subscribed to, and like the algorithm was showing me lots of stuff that like I was interested from when I was younger. So then when I made this YouTube account, I wanted to make an effort to like branch out from that and like try and watch things that I see as or hope are, and try and learn if they're like ethical or not, like people who have beliefs that align with myself and support people that I would like to support, because unfortunately a lot of creators I have supported in the past have now been exposed as like really terrible people. And when I was younger, I wanted to be able to separate the art from the artist, because I really enjoyed the art. And so finding out the artist was shitty, I was like, oh, but I really love this art and it's like nostalgic for me, and I love the feelings that I had when I did watch it, and I was unaware of how terrible the creator or the people involved were. But as I've matured and I've grown, I feel it just doesn't feel right to do that. Like that, it doesn't feel authentic to myself either. Like I try not to be someone that turns my nose up to people who do have arguments for separating the art from the artist and are able to do so within themselves. But yeah, just for myself personally, I think I'm just at the point of my development and growth that like I no longer want to do that. So anyway, that was a bit of a side tangent, but those are all things that I've been wanting to say to get it out there. And then also too, so I can encourage people informing me if there is something I'm watching or talking about, and I'm being informed that actually turns out that person's actually not that great, so maybe I shouldn't be supporting them. But yeah, so on my suggested a video about Jennifer's body came up. I actually want to find the title of the video, because I'm also going to link those videos below as well, so if you want to see them, you can. What was it? It was titled Jennifer's Body. Jennifer might have been evil, but she was also right. And that's by The Take. And then that after I watched that one, that led me to then watch, the thumbnail said, "Don't gaze me, bro." And it said Jennifer's body and the horrific female gaze. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I would like to learn more about that. And then so I watched that. And I found that they were both... Oh, and I think that was also by The Take. Yep, that is also by The Take. And then I just started watching the Jennifer's Body reunion, Megan Fox and Diablo Cody get candid about Hollywood. And that's by E.T. Live. And I started watching that video, and I do want to finish it, and I will finish it, and I will also link that below. But as I started watching, I was like, no, I think I want to film this video first. So I think the reason the first time I watched it, the movie didn't really hit for me is I think I was looking at it through the male gaze. Like, so much of my life has been dominated by male influence, and for the longest time I always enjoyed that, identified with that, and just kind of like accepted that for what it was. And I think a lot of it was me denying the not very nice experiences I had with men, and then also to like me just like pushing to the side and suppressing the mistreatment that I've had by a lot of men. Don't get me wrong, I have some incredible men in my life, and I'm really grateful for the men that I've had come in and out of my life, obviously excluding the ones who have done terrible things to me. But so I think that's why the movie really didn't hit for me, is I was looking at it through the male gaze, which was how it was marketed, which makes me really fucking mad, because how they were marketing the movie is definitely like not what the movie was. So like they were really setting the movie up for failure, which is really fucking lame to do to Diablo Cody after she had created Juno, and that was such a huge success that they kind of just gave her free reign to do whatever the fuck she wanted, and she did something that she wanted to do and was like doing it with powerful females like in the cast and in the creators room. And then they just decided to market it as like, oh look, Megan Fox is in it and she's really sexy, so like all these, you know, if you're a young boy you should go and see this movie. Like, no fucking shit, it flopped. So I'm like really mad about that, because they definitely deserved better than that. But the cool thing is that it definitely did come back around, and it did have like a massive grow of following, and it has like a cult following now, which is really cool. And I'm really grateful to say that like I am now part of that following. I'm definitely gonna rewatch the movie, having opened up my mind to what I have. But this is just something I wanted to talk about, because it's something I didn't really realize for the longest time, because I got so comfortable in my suppression of my own voice, my own experiences, my own, just my own experiences with men and the male gaze. Like I've always been looked at as an object by certain people in this world, and I'm sure for the rest of my life there will always be some people that look at me as an object. But now I no longer see myself as an object, which has been like a really beautiful part of my growth and development and acceptance of my experiences, and allowing myself to feel the feelings that I just naturally feel because of the situations that I've been put in, whether that was myself doing that, or it was other people doing that, or if it was just like a societal influence doing that. And I think I just really want to be open about that, and I want to share that with people, because I think it's really fucking important. Like, I can't help but think about how different my adolescence would have been had I had this kind of mentality towards it, which is why I think it is really powerful and really beautiful that now, with the progression of feminism today, and like the connectivity of social media, like people, this, you know, this gets talked about more, and people stand up for women and women's rights and the treatment of women and the mistreatment of women, because forever women have been seen as lower than men and less human than men, which is really difficult to fucking understand and comprehend. Yeah, so if there's any young girls watching this, I just want you to know that you're totally valid in how you feel. And young men, anyone, non-binary, like you don't have to fit into any sort of category. I just want people to know, and actually not even just young people, just anyone. If you're watching this and you feel invalid in your own experience and you feel misunderstood, just know that you're completely valid in your feelings, and that the more you feel those feelings and just like allow them to exist, that's a great step in the healing journey. And just know that the more you get to know yourself, and the more you validate yourself, and the more you honor yourself, the more you're going to gravitate to the people and the places that are meant for you, because you can't live your life for anyone else. You have to live your life for yourself. And when you're able to flip that switch and start doing that, it's really, 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 really empowering. Because I was always a shy kid. I was always a go with the flow, chill, easygoing girl, which I think stems from having a narcissistic parent who always required that I act according to whatever mood they were in or whatever need that they needed. So I was constantly meeting my parents' needs rather than the other way around. So I think that kind of conditioned me into feeling like that is what the universe expects of me, and that's how I'm supposed to serve people just in my everyday life, beyond childhood, doing that for my parent. So I always just kind of accepted that role, and it's only in recent years that I've really started to like open my eyes to it and actually like actively break away from that, because I'm valid and I deserve to figure out what it is that I want and need and feel. And just because other people are more certain of those things doesn't make them more valid, and doesn't mean that I should push my shit aside to serve them. Yeah. Thank you for being here. When I decided that I wanted to turn the camera on and start filming, I didn't have any notes or like structure as to writing this, so this is just kind of my ramblings of stemming from watching those videos about Jennifer's body, and just, yeah, it's definitely something I want to talk about, because I remember when I watched it, I was talking to the men in my life who, you know, most of my friends, my closest friends at that time, were all men or male appearing humans. And I remember being like, yeah, I watched the movie and I didn't fucking get it. Like, it wasn't good. It was trash. Like, I can't believe Megan Fox, like, said that was, like, her favorite role ever. Like, blah, blah, blah. And now I get it. Like, I get it now. And I feel grateful that I get it. I'm very honored that I am able to get it now, because clearly at that time I wasn't spiritually. I mustn't have been in a safe enough place to understand it, because there was so many experiences and roles that I have played in my life that I definitely was naive about, and like didn't understand, and like didn't want to understand, wasn't trying to understand, like I just wasn't ready. So I'm really grateful that now I'm ready, and that I am on this journey of figuring myself out and validating myself, and really just letting myself be who I am and not try and fit into any kind of mold for like anyone else, because I have definitely spent most of my life doing that, whether it's family, friends, romantic interests, celebrities, people I look up to, like whatever. I'm finally at a place where I'm actually just like being whoever I need me to be. And at first that started out feeling quite lonely, but now it feels really, really empowering, and I just want anyone who maybe close to being on that journey, or maybe not even anywhere near that journey, or maybe have already been through that journey, to know that like I'm here and like you're not alone. And moving at your own pace is really important. That is something that I have struggled to accept, and it's taken me like a really long time to accept. But yeah, I want to document my progress as I'm developing as a human, so I can look back on it, so the people around me can see where I'm at, because I'm not really the best at talking to the people that matter most to me. I've had a lot of situations in my life where I've opened up to people who I trusted and were important to me, and they let me down with their response by either not responding, pretty much ignoring me, or like dismissing what I've said, or just like arguing with what I've said. And I've always found it difficult to open up to people, so I think my YouTube account is kind of my way of doing that. And I just want anyone close to me to know that my lack of having these kind of conversations with you isn't a you thing, it's definitely a me thing, and it's definitely my own struggles with myself, but also too, I think I need a lot of this stuff to be for myself. So that's kind of what this YouTube channel is. I think this is kind of a little bit of a love letter to my inner self, my younger self, my older self. Like I for a long time, I think somewhere subconsciously I've been knowing that I need to live for myself, and to feel like I'm finally actually doing that is really beautiful. So yeah, it's definitely something I want to document so I can look back on later. But then also too, I just want other people to be able to look at this and find this and just know that if you're feeling similarly, like, you're not alone, and it's completely natural and human, and it doesn't matter what fucking age you are. To whenever each journey happens at whatever age for a reason. Like I'm thinking too much now. I'm like thinking, so I'm like stumbling over my words. But thank you for being here. I promise you this world is a better place with you in it. And if you're feeling lost or alone, just know that that is actually completely okay. It's so fucking valid, especially in a time like this. At the moment, our world's in a really, really scary place, and I think it is going to get better. I really, deep within myself, I really truly do think it's going to get better. Unfortunately, I do feel like it is going to get a bit worse before it gets better. So just do whatever you need to do to look after yourself and the people you love. You know, like, reach out to your community, reach out to the people that you hold close to your heart, and really be there for them as much as you can, as well as those in the outer community. Do whatever you can, and don't guilt yourself for not being able to do a lot, because any tiny little thing that you can do actually has a massive impact. And like, the butterfly effect of it all and the karma of it all is beautiful. So it doesn't matter how much or little you're able to do, as long as you're being mindful and intentional with the things you're doing, that's good enough. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. If you've watched all the way through, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. It's still like really surreal to me that I'm doing this stuff, and I'm sure to a lot of people like it doesn't seem like that big or like that deep, but it's just like I've been wanting to do this for so much of my life, and to like actually be in a place where I'm actually doing it is really, really, really dope. So I'm very stoked to be here. I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my ramblings on things, and if you have any comments, just leave them down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Mwah.